G'day everyone and welcome back to the Ratty Workshop YouTube channel. Today's episode we're working on the HZ. We're putting an exhaust on, so let's get into it. So to start off today's episode, I've been out shopping and I've bought myself some tube to hopefully build a pretty nice exhaust. So I've got 2.5 inch and 2 inch exhaust, and I've also got a collector. So let's go over to the HZ and I'll run you through my plan. So as you probably know, this car's running with extractors. Don't know what brand they are, just had them laying around so we used them. And then under the car we finish off at the cross member, but I'm thinking what we'll do is we will extend the extractors just a little bit more so they finish beyond the cross member. Then from the cross member they're going to go into our collector somewhere over here-ish. And then up top here, I've got this muffler just here. It's just a cheapo redback, but should be enough just to quiet it down just a bit. So that's going to sit around about the original stock location, with the hanger just up there. And then the rest of the pipe will run over into a tailpipe out the back, so should be good. So I'm going to start off with an easy job first. Going to get these extractors off, so just taking all the bolts out. Going to take them off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint them with some high heat paint. Hopefully it will last a bit longer than like a week or so. Just get them looking a bit nicer than just all their rusty look at the minute. Once that's done, I'll add the little section onto the back so we get past that cross member, and we'll work from there. So let's get these extractors out. Extractors are out now. They look pretty crap at the minute, but the gaskets look even worse. So we just got some cheapo ones to hopefully just seal it for now, and yeah, they didn't do too well. So normally an extractor one you'd want full paper. This one was a paper and this metal shit here, so it didn't seal too well, and you can see on the actual head of the motor where it was leaking. So down here you can see that it's been leaking out, escaping past the gasket. So really good thing that we are replacing these. Down here, I don't know, this one's been leaking oil, so pretty sure this cylinder just here, that one has an oval cylinder, so obviously a bit of oil getting past, but other than that looks pretty good. So we'll get into sanding these up and painting them up. But before that, we did get a parcel. So I've just picked up a ProFlow air cleaner. Taking it out of the box, I've gotten a nice black finish air filter. So I'll chuck that on and I'll show you what it looks like. And have a look at that. So that looks bloody nice. So little issue with it, if the cover comes off, which probably won't, as you can see just down here, because the Rochester sits up quite a bit, it doesn't seat perfectly onto the carby, so I'm gonna have to get like a little riser, probably a tiny one just like that, just to bring that up just a little bit, just so it can sit nicely. But other than that, it looks the part, and also this filter here is a washable filter, so should be able to get quite a bit of life out of it. So anyways, that's the air filter. Let's get on to the extractors. Alright, so here they are. So I've just done a bit of wire wheeling and Then I clean up with acetone and they look pretty good. So I'm gonna start spraying them. I've warmed up the can just a little bit. So it's just Duplicolor high heat with ceramic. Should be right. Should match the new air filter. But yeah, let's get into these. Alright, so there we are. Our extractors are painted up. And they look pretty bloody good. So this one's all dried up. That's all good to go. This one I just had to do another coat up the top. But other than that, they look bloody nice. Nice finish on them too. So once the engine starts running, it'll heat it up and it'll cure it all. But for now, should be right to chuck back in the car and see where we're going from there. So catch you over at the HZ. Alright, so they're in. I haven't put on any of my gaskets yet, so it's all just in there roughly. I've just got 1 and 2 bolts on this side and same on the other. So they're just mocked up as I want them, just so we can see where they're going to be sitting. But they look so much better than the old rusty version of them. They're not as noticeable either, which is pretty good. They kind of just hide away down there. So that's looking really good. So let's head under the car where we can see this one here sits pretty close to this cross member edge just here. Meanwhile, the one over there sits probably about yay much from the edge, so quite a bit more than this one. So what I'm thinking is we're going to chop up here, get rid of these old welds. Then I've got some 2-inch pipe, just like this, and I'm going to extend it out to about here-ish, so just past the cross member. That way we can put our flange on and get to it really easily. But yeah, I think that's the next thing to do, so let's get on to that. Alright, so it's been a couple days. Weather's been absolutely shit. But I've welded up our collector and a 45, I think this was. And I've been mocking it up as I want to have it under the car. So let's slide under. So, the plan is for under here is, if I can get it in place obviously. There we are. So, we've got flange plates on the extractors now. So, I did them off camera. They're pretty easy to do, not worth filming really. But our collector is up here. So we've got one just straight tube coming out here, and the other one is going to be a 45 over into our collector. So I need to make a pipe that goes from here across, but as you can see, they're not really lined up at the minute. Probably have to just shorten this tube by like an inch or two, don't know, 2 inches, 3 inches. And then once that's done, we should be alright to work from the collector back to our muffler. But let's get onto that. So I'm going to chop this down, make our pipe between here. Alright, change of plans already. Dad gave me a little idea here. He said put the tube from the jack in there so we can get a kind of straight line. And the pipes line up pretty much alright. So measured in between there off camera. It was a little bit hard to film, so but that is 32 centimeters. So I'm going to cut up a tube about yay long. Here's the cat again. And we're going to weld it in place and see if it's alright. Hopefully it will be. And then from there we will weld the rest of it in if it's all good. And then yeah, move on to the muffler side. So let's go chop up some pipe. Here we are. So got our 2-inch tube set up in the drop saw. We've got our little mark there at the 32 centimeter mark. And then our drop saw should drop right onto it. So that'll be sweet. So I'll chop this up and we'll go back over to the car and see what it looks like. There we are. So that's our 32 centimeter or 320 mil tube cut up. Clean up the ends. So I'll do a little little cut off, so it's got a 45 degree. That way we've got a nice little bit to weld into. So I'll clean up all the burrs as well. Don't want any of that while we're welding. And see how we go. So I'll clean it up off camera and go put it in the car. Alright, hopefully this video is going to be very visible. I don't know, it's pretty dark under here, but as you can see, got the piece lined up. So looks pretty nice, goes into our collector, coming out of our extractor over here. So I think I got my measurement just right on that. So we'll weld it in. I'll bring the welder outside and do it on the car itself, but looks pretty good. Everything lines up pretty neatly actually. So yeah, we'll get it welded up and then off to the muffler. Alright, so that's our first bit all tacked up. And I'm going to put it down just here because I'm going to show you how I'm laying out my exhaust. So this is from the extractors going into our collector just here, and 245s up into our muffler, and then from our muffler back is our tailpipe. But our tailpipe, I think I'm missing 2 little bends, which I'm picking up hopefully Tuesday. If I don't, then I'm not going to have a tailpipe for now, but that's the main bit up to the muffler that I want to have done by tonight. So we'll see if we can smash it out. I know that these might have to be moved around just a little bit, but let's get on to this section. Alright, so it's been a bit. Thought I'd do an update. It's really difficult trying to film all this by myself. If I had someone else here, it'd probably be a bit easier, but gonna do a quick little update. So here's our 2.5 inch 45s. I've chopped them down just quite a bit. So what they are going to do is, on this side we'll have the muffler, and then this side will be our collector. So they are just there to build it up, bring it up to the muffler, which is currently on the car. I have to add, I think, about 90mm-ish on this side. Then this side slides into the muffler. So looking good. Gonna get this tacked up a bit more, just so we fill up these holes here. And then yeah, add on the 90 or 80mm, I can't remember. Add that on, and then it should be ready to just turn over, have a little run, just listen to it, see if it's alright. It will have exhaust leaks, but I want to just see what it sounds like. So yeah, we'll add on this bit, that, put it on the car, and yeah, we'll get onto the startup, I reckon. Alright, there we go. So there's our collector just there, and our muffler up here, and with the helping hand of a jack, some stones and a magnet, we've got that in line, and that's going, probably a bit hard to see, that is going up to our mount up there and going straight out the back for us to make our tailpipe. So that's all good to go, all tacked in. Just use the gasless under the car, a bit easier to use under the car and get out here. So yeah, there you go, all nice and straight, pretty close for welding. So yeah, that's all that done. Take it in the shed, just reinforce it with a few more tacks, and then we'll get on to getting those extractors on fully and turning the key, which I might do tomorrow because it's getting a bit late now. Don't want to wake up the whole neighbourhood. Alright, so it's a new day. I've got the new exhaust on, as you can see. So there's our muffler, our collector, and into our extractors. So it's all tucked in. It's not looking, it's not all sealed up, but it should be right for just a little startup, just to see what it sounds like. Hopefully it will sound a bit better than just straight out the headers. Even though that does sound nice, it won't really pass the roady. So let's see what happens. It's already so much quieter. Before I wouldn't be able to hear myself speak, so listen to that, that sounds much better. Idle's a bit high, the paint's starting to come off. Or starting to cure, sorry. But sound much better. Once it's got a tailpipe on it, it'll be even better, I reckon. But for now, it's pretty good. So you can hear it leaking out there. But once it's all welded up, it should be much better. Probably be even quieter. It'll just come straight out the tailpipe. But yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm gonna let it run for a bit longer. Let the extractors cure up, and then it should be right to go. Alright, there we go. So, sounds pretty mint, I reckon. So got the whole car up to temp. Got the extractors all heated up. They're all set now, all the paint on them. Got that fan going as well, the Falcon fan, with the Craig Davies, or the Davis, I can't remember, but the fan controller. That's doing wonders. That cooled the engine down really nicely. But yeah, as I was saying in the video, I don't know if you heard me or not, but the exhaust has some leaks still, because obviously it's all tacked together. So once they're all done up, they should make it a bit quieter, I reckon. But we're going to do that. We're going to take the rear half out now, get the rest of it all welded up, all the little gaps and all that, paint it up, and then hopefully get onto that tailpipe. So the story with the tailpipe at the minute is I don't have enough bends to complete it, but what I'm aiming for is to go from obviously where our muffler is, come out a bit, get past the diff, and then go across and over out here. I'm thinking in line with this mark here, so we're not hitting the leaf spring or anything, but we'll see how we go. If the bends get here in time for the weekly upload, we'll have to see. But anyways, for now, get that welded up, and get it back in the car probably tomorrow, because it's already starting to get a bit dark out. Sun's already setting. Looks pretty nice actually, but yeah, we'll get it out, and yeah, get back to you in a sec. The next day, weather's questionable. It's raining but sunny, but back at the HZ, I've just had it running for a bit with the exhaust all tacked up and all welded up, sorry, and it looks pretty good. So I did grind it all up, make it look a bit better than it was, because all the welding was kind of crap. Still, it's all welded up, so let's start her up. So it sounds pretty tough, but I'll let you guys leave your opinions in the comments. But yeah, here we go. So it's very quiet now. But it sounds pretty nice. Yeah, she's got a little cam in her. That's just how we found it. So a little bit of a rumble to it, but yeah, she sounds pretty nice. So from what I'm aware of, I'm not going to be able to go get the bends for the tailpipe today, so won't be able to get it in for the upload, which I'm pretty sad about. But still, get to hear it, and it still sounds pretty sick. But yeah, hopefully in another video I can show you doing up the tailpipe and all that, and then how it actually really sounds. But yeah, anyways, for now I'll go shut it off and we'll do the outro. Well, that's it for today's video. Exhaust is pretty much done except for the tailpipe, which yeah, sadly couldn't get today in time for the weekly upload. But it still looks pretty sick. It still sounds pretty sick. The tailpipe should give it a bit more of a rumble, but yeah, it looks pretty good under there. It's supposed to be painted, but I'll do that once I get the tailpipe. And obviously the extractors are looking pretty smick, but yeah, that's it for today's video, I reckon. So cheers for watching. Make sure you leave a comment down below what you think of the sound. I reckon it sounds pretty sick, but yeah, let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe and turn the bell on, and I'll catch you in the next video. So see you later.